So, you want to play Rimworld? Well, let's get you settled in, buckaroo. It's your boy Orange King 1123, and we're gonna do a super quick breeze through of the synopsis of Rimworld. Now, this isn't gonna be another review of Rimworld. There's plenty of those out there, and I'm already years late as the game came out in 2013. But the point of this video is basically to convince you to finally dust it off in your Steam library and give it a shot, you know? I know you bought it a couple years ago on that one Steam sale and you never really touched it after opening it. And for you experienced players out there, hopefully this will give you a new perspective on the game and maybe just give you that old nostalgic feeling that you had when you first booted up the game.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
Now, my opinion of the game is it's the greatest game that has ever been invented in the history of games since ever. And the reason is because it has the replayability of a number 8 rotated 90 degrees. Yes, it's infinite. It feels nearly infinite. Myself personally, I've only been playing for just a couple of hours, maybe a few.
Boy, if
but
you don't get
let's take a look at what some other people have to say about the game. Now, I'm not just gonna show you all the positive reviews people have been posting about Rimworld. Let's switch over to some negatives people have about the game. Now, I say take everything with a grain of salt, but I do have some agreements with the negative reviews. The DLC is kind of pricey, especially if you're looking to buy the base game and all the DLC all at once. But in my opinion, I don't think you have to do that to get a good experience playing Rimworld. Overall, just playing the base game is enough, in my opinion. I don't think you should feel obligated to purchase the DLC until you actually experience the game and have a feeling about whether or not you like it or not. And that goes for new people who are just joining the community, and even those who are experienced and haven't pulled the trigger on buying the DLC. There are a lot of mods available in Rimworld that change up the gameplay drastically. So if you're ever feeling like, hey, maybe the gameplay is becoming a slog and you need something new to spice it up, you know, switch up your roleplay.
Are you winning, son?
No! God, please, no! No!
Gameplay loop for Rimworld's pretty simple. You start a new colony. You fall in love with your colony. You progress with your colony. Some BS happens to your colony, and then you start a new colony. That's pretty much how it goes over and over in this game. Now, if you're one of the newcomers, I'd recommend you to play the tutorial. But do note, it will not teach you all the mechanics of the game that you need to know to really get to that end game where you're feeling comfortable. So, I would recommend you to watch a few guides on YouTube or something like that. I'll put a few up on screen, and for my experienced players, what I'd recommend you to do is customize your scenarios. It might seem like very difficult to get into as a start, but it really changes the gameplay exponentially when you're able to choose what research projects you already have discovered, what you're landing with. Changing all these starting options really just changes the game. And because I know sometimes we get into that repetition when we're used to selecting the same few scenarios, crash landed every single time, or Mechanator every single time like I do. But lately I've been trying to edit my own scenarios and giving myself like just an OP start or even a difficult start sometimes. And there's so many options on the scenario editor. Play around with it. Now, when talking about the gameplay, I'd be remiss not to mention the stars of the game, and that's the AI storytellers. You have 3 base AI storytellers. You have Cassandra Classic, Phoebe Chillax, and Randy Random. Now I would break them down, but there's so many people out there that have done that a million times over. So I'm just gonna say what I like about each of them, if that's okay with you guys. Alright, starting from the top, the OG, Cassandra Classic. That's my girl. But she's very difficult. Mid to late game, she's gonna throw at you some wild stuff. And you just have to be ready for it. I know there's a way to game the system and be like, hey, keep your wealth down in order to like have her scenarios be less threatening. But where's the fun in that? Honestly, I say to go along with Cassandra Classic after you've played the game for a bit. Next we got Phoebe Chillax. She's super dope, super laid back. She'll give you long periods of peace. She'll pop in a few scenarios that will not be as threatening, but the only issue I have with Phoebe is the fact that you're lulled into a sense of safety and security. So you might not be prepared for when you hit mid-game and she starts throwing at you these large-size raids. And I think that might be the only part of her that makes her very difficult, is that she can ramp up the raids because you have a long time to build up your wealth, which also increases the threats for each scenario. And then we got my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Randy Random. Now, he doesn't follow any normal storytelling cues. He'll throw at you something beneficial and something detrimental all in the same day. He might throw a meteorite at you and then have like 20 chickens self-tamed to your colony. That's just how the game goes with him. You never know what you're gonna get. And I recommend him to be like the first storyteller anyone plays with, because that's the one that gives you the stories that you tell your friends about. That's the one that's like, hey, this, and this happened to my colony. You guys gotta check out Rimworld. Which is also what I'm trying to impress on you guys. So, look at there. Oh my god. I get it. Rimworld is a game that can fill you with pride, frustration, joy, and even despair at times. There's so many situations that can arise with your colony, and you can't help but feel a certain tide to everything that's going on with them, because you put so much energy, so much effort to getting to a specific place in the world, and it can all be wiped away in an instant. There's something that's very beautiful about that. It's like, it means something. Yeah, it means something. That's like the only way I can really describe it. Now, I said in the beginning I would keep this quick, because when I start talking about Rimworld, I feel like I could go on and on and on. So, I'm going to just leave it with this. The game is yours. There's no correct way to play. There's no specific style that's superior to another. I know there's people out there that love to metagame and rush certain research projects just to make sure that their colony's in a specific place. But ultimately, you can do it your way. And your way is the correct way. This game is all about learning and trial and error, so keep an open mind, but never feel like you're boxed into playing a certain style. Do what you want, and I hope you guys have some beautiful stories. I'll catch you guys out on the rim. Peace.